Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome back to the Bhakta class seminar. So today we will continue with few more topics. So we will discuss some practical aspects of Japa, and also if there is time we will also discuss on the importance of offering obeisances and how do we do, and what the scripture says about it. So we will see. So the other day we had discussion on Kirtanam. So we had Sankirtan, so which is congregationally chanting together with all the devotees, glorifying the Lord. And also when we individually chant softly on a bead, so that is Japa. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vikasa Swaminiti Namine. Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The Japa is, we individually chant. We may chant loudly or we may chant softly, but then this is a very primary activity in the Krishna consciousness movement. In fact, the Chaitanya Charitamrita says about the nature of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra that anyone who chants it immediately develops his loving ecstasy for Krishna. So this is the power of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Krishna Nama Mahamantrere Eitasvabhav Jai Jape Tare Krishna Upajhay Bhav. This is what the Chaitanya Charitamrita says. So every day it's a commitment for a devotee to chant and call out the name of the Lord. Specifically, we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Just at the beginning only I would like to tell something, that we will have some introductory principles on Japa and practical aspects of it. It's a big subject matter. There has been, we have Gokul Chandra Prabhu's seminar, how to improve Japa, how to do proper Japa. So many aspects are being covered, but we will just see some practical aspects in today's session. So devotees who are more interested to learn many other aspects of the Japa, kindly we recommend you to hear those seminar. And also very recently, just about a week back, 2 lectures are given by His Holiness Bhakti Vikas Swami Maharaj about chanting 16 rounds or 64 rounds. It's also a very important lecture. Devotees can hear those lectures also, which sets the clear mood of chanting, the mood of service, and basically how to improve our practice, our sadhana, so that we can be fixed in trying to serve the Lord and try to please the Lord, which is ultimately the goal of the practice of Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada says specifically for devotees who are, so we all have, we do, yes, as we said, we engage in Kirtana. So that is one aspect of glorifying the Lord. And another aspect is that we are specifically advised by our spiritual master, by our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, to chant specific number of rounds. Specifically, those who are initiated should chant a minimum of 16 rounds, and others who are beginning to practice Krishna consciousness, they may chant 2 rounds, 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 10 rounds, whatever it is. We may chant a fixed number of rounds. We should continue to chant the fixed number of rounds. That's an important aspect. Specifically, it is explained about the count in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Srila Prabhupada writes, if one cannot complete the fixed number of rounds he is assigned, he should be considered to be in a diseased condition of spiritual life. Srila Haridas Thakura is called Namacharya. Of course, we cannot imitate Haridas Thakur, but everyone must chant a prescribed number of rounds. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we have fixed 16 rounds as the minimum so that the Westerners will not feel burdened. These 16 rounds must be chanted and chanted loudly so that one can hear himself and others. So the point is that we need to chant minimum 16 rounds, and we will discuss about how we should chant with attention, how we should chant with proper quality, and like that. Srila Prabhupada elsewhere, he makes a point. In a lecture, Srila Prabhupada points out that we all have various services, we are all pressed with various services. Nevertheless, we need to give time to attentively chant the minimum number of rounds that we have taken a vow to chant, because that's again a very important principle in the practice of Krishna consciousness. So Srila Prabhupada says, you are taking the beads 16 rounds, you can be finished at most 2 hours or 3 hours. So you have got 24 hours. You may want to sleep, of course, 23 hours. That is another thing. You have to minimize your sleeping. If you cannot finish 16 rounds, then you must not sleep on that day. You must not eat. Why don't you forget to eat? Forget. Why do you forget chanting Hare Krishna? This is negligence, aparadha, offense. Rather, you should forget your sleeping and eating and must finish 16 rounds. This is called determination. So, this is from a lecture Srila Prabhupada gave on 28 January 1974. And this is again an instruction Srila Prabhupada gave on a letter dated 13 February 1968, very early. So far as you're not completing your chanting, I think this should not be a regular practice. If by chance you miss to finish one day, that is a different thing. But as far as possible, you must try to complete the prescribed number of beads. You should try to chant at least 2 hours every day. We have got 24 hours at our disposal. So for chanting, we can find 2 or 3 hours without any difficulty. Simply, we have to adjust things in the right way. So this is an important thing, isn't it? So we have given a commitment, and we should stick to it. So that's the first important thing, right? And we can't give some reasons, and also specifically for those devotees who are initiated, we have taken a vow in front of our spiritual master, in front of the deities, in front of the Vaishnavas, and we have to be chaste to keep it up. We can't just give it up, and it's whatever may be the situation, we have to continue with our daily number of rounds of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Prabhupada says in another place, if I cannot finish my 16 rounds due to some business, the next day I must finish it. If you say that next day also I am busy, then you should forego your eating and sleeping and finish it. That is the way. You are so busy, but you do not forget your eating and sleeping. That is cheating. If you are so busy that you forget your eating and sleeping, then I can consider that you are very busy, but you do not forget this position. Whenever there is opportunity, I sleep and eat, and I have no time for chanting. This is cheating. How long you can go on by cheating? You must finish it. Hare Krishna. Somebody after initiation, he promises, yes, I shall follow these rules and regulations. I shall chant 16 rounds before the fire, before the deity, before the guru. And if he does not follow, then he is a cheater. Yeah, sometimes there may be a situation that a devotee may be extremely sick, or He is sick for days. But then once he has recovered, he should immediately take up to this japa, and then he should compensate, he should catch up with the pending, and he should finish. He should not take it very lightly. So that's an important, and that shows our sincerity and our commitment to the process of chanting japa, chanting out, calling out Krishna's name, isn't it? That's very important. And yeah, another thing is that yeah, this whole process of chanting, actually it is simple, isn't it? What we have to do, we have to use our tongue, and we have to, with the tongue, we have to chant Krishna's name. Krishna, Rama, Hare. These three words are used, and we have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But as we know, we are conditioned. We are coming up with a bag of so much of samskaras from previous lifetimes, and before coming to Krishna consciousness, we have engaged in so many other activities, and as a result of that conditioning, we don't have taste for chanting Hare Krishna. So as a result of that, we find it difficult to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But nevertheless, by regularly practicing to chant the fixed number of rounds with attention, clearly spelling out every name, Krishna, Hare, Rama, taking the endeavor to chant clearly and try to hear the names clearly. By practice, we can overcome the sluggishness, we can overcome the laziness, and also regularly regularly hearing about the glories of the holy name, regularly attending the Bhagavatam classes, regularly engaging in various services with good submissive spirit. It's all interconnected. Okay, it's not that just I chant some japa and then for the rest of the day do something else. So we have to remember, when we chant japa, actually what are we doing? We are actually begging Krishna, my dear Lord, I have been engaged in various material services, so many other services to satisfy my senses. I've been engaged in various services, but please let me engage in your service. So we are approaching we are approaching the Lord through the internal potency, through Srimati Radharani. We are begging for mercy to engage ourselves in His service. So it is our responsibility to stick to it, to commit, beg the Lord so that we can chant with attention, chant clearly, and these are all the things that we need to endeavor. So that endeavor is very important. So that's what it is, a very simple process, but because of our complicated mind, it appears very difficult, and very difficult, and we find it hard to take up this process of japa. But then, so endeavor should be taken. Now, there are many practical aspects of it. So one is that, yes, first of all, we need to know that we should try to pronounce the names clearly. Whatever we may have regional language difficulties, but it's not such a difficulty to pronounce the names clearly. That shows our sincerity. If somebody has got a name, so let's say his name is Damodar. So I call him Damudru. It's not proper. It's kind of a little insulting, or you are putting him down or like that. Now, if it shows our sincerity. Similarly, Krishna's name we have to chant clearly. Krishna we have to pronounce. So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Srila Prabhupada mentions the point that for chanting Krishna, the tongue should be used, and then for Rama, the upper and lower lip should be used, right? So we should use the tongue and the lips properly. So this shows our sincerity. Maybe somebody from Chinese background may not be able to pronounce the names clearly, but that the Lord is Bhavagrahi Janardana. So at that time, it's okay. They may say Hale Lama, Hale Lama. They may not be able to pronounce properly. That's okay. The Lord can understand. But when we can pronounce properly, and we are lazy to pronounce properly, then that's not proper. So that lacks our sincerity. So we should try to pronounce the names properly. So that's one important aspect. And then, when we pronounce the name properly, we should avoid hissing. This is another problem that we have. No, we just is Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. No, the other day we read the quote. No, kitna means how much I will get. What's the money? We are not. It's Hare Krishna. We want to please Krishna. No, we are calling out Krishna. So clearly we have to pronounce. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So at the beginning, the pronunciation is very important. Clear pronunciation. No need to rush. Sometimes when you teach the young boys to chant, so they want to rush through it, finish it very quickly. In 3 minutes they finish the 16. Sorry, sometimes that can also happen with some boys. Children can say like that. I finished 16 rounds. It was only 10 minutes. Anyway, there's too much of extrapolation. The point is that sometimes we finish the rounds in 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. How is it possible? So the speed is not important. What's important is to pronounce the names clearly, and as Srila Prabhupada says, like a child, when the child is calling, in search of his mother, we can, of course, this point yesterday someone asked me. So what's rest means how long? So generally, in overnight, 6 to 7 hours is enough of rest, and if required during the day, someone can nap for half an hour or 45 minutes, something like that. But then more than that, it's not required. So this is the average time for in general. But then some devotees may have some physical difficulties. Maybe somebody may require 8 hours rest, something like that. But that's a different scenario. But in general, this much amount of rest is sufficient. And throughout the day, we should work hard for Krishna. That's so important, right? We regain our energy. Overnight we sleep, and then when we wake up, we immediately offer obeisances to our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada. We thank Krishna for giving us another opportunity, yet another day, to engage in Krishna's service. Before we go to sleep, we thank the Lord. Thank you so much, my dear Lord. And we thank the spiritual master for having engaged us in devotional service. Great opportunity we got to engage in devotional service. Now we give the rest to this body so that we can recoup and again engage in Krishna's service. So again we can the next day chant the names of the Lord with full attention. We can call out Krishna with full attention. We can engage in all the service with full attention. So this attitude is so important in Krishna's service. So we chant the names with attention, and then so we prepare ourselves like this. Then while we are engaged in kirtan, while we are engaged in japa, it will be a much better japa. Well, many times it may not be possible. Sometimes we might have gone for some preaching program, or we might have had some heavy service the previous day night, or the whole day we might have done some heavy service, specifically those devotees working in construction. Somebody may be working in the kitchen whole day, making different preparations, or various other services one may be engaged in. But we can't give that as a reason to avoid Mangalarati or to avoid Japa. Sometimes it may not be possible, but we should be ready to catch up. And then we should exclusively give time for Japa. This is another important thing. So, and it becomes extremely beneficial to chant with the devotees. When we chant with devotees, it's very effective, it's very powerful, because in the association of devotees, we call out Krishna. And also, we see various devotees, how they are surrendered. They might have also been engaged in various services, but they come for the program, they with great earnestness call out Krishna. And when we see such surrendered devotees, we also get inspired. So that's why it's a good practice to chant in the association of devotees, and then, maybe, and also we can see even very advanced devotees, and they also chant with devotees. Of course, they can chant separately also, but specifically those devotees who are in the beginning days of Krishna consciousness, who are, we call ourselves as neophytes, right? So if we try to chant separately, usually what happens, we may chant with 1 round, 2 rounds, then we will sit, then we will slide, then we will rest on the wall, and then our position will be offering complete absorption, offering dandavat pranams to Mother Earth. That means we are sleeping. This is what happens. Many times we have seen, Prabhu, I need to walk freely, I need to move freely. Okay, that's good. Some devotees are very fixed. Okay, others, for us who are very much conditioned, we need help from others. Even when we are in the association of devotees, we sleep or we do some other activity. So, but when we are in the association of devotees, their general devotees advise us, hey, if we sleep, someone wakes us up. There is a bit of a pressure there. Okay, that's good for us. For us, for condition, we have not become fixed in Japa or in Krishna consciousness. It's very good to be in the association of devotees and do this, engage in this service. So, so that's why we recommend devotees to chant with the devotees, that will be very helpful. And also we may slur our rounds. Slurring means, we don't pronounce the names clearly, so that should be avoided. And a devotee will immediately help. It may hit our ego. Oh no, no, I'm chanting very clearly, but it is relatively easy for others to immediately find out when we slur, and we should take it in good spirit. Some devotee is saying that, oh, okay, Prabhuji, you are slurring. Slurring means not clearly pronouncing. Instead of Krishna, you say Krishna or Krishna. So this is called slurring. It happens, you become tired, you cannot concentrate, and we start to slur the names. Then another thing that happens is we may skip some of the words in the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Rama. Or sometimes you may say extra words also. This also we have seen, Better to stick to the Maha Mantra, what is given in the scriptures. We don't have to invent something. Neither we need to add something, nor we need to subtract something. These things happens due to inattention. So it's a good practice to chant attentively, pronounce clearly, hear clearly, and in proper mood. Proper mood means prayerfully, begging for service. This is the thing. And as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, yes, it is. This is what happens. What to do? Our mind goes to so many things. So similarly, if we can plan our day properly, we can write down some things what we need to do, and in that way we can avoid. So mind comes up with various ideas, so many different proposals. So the best is how to avoid such proposals is to plan it before. But even when we are chanting, mind will come up with so many different proposals. It will give some ideas. It may be many things may be Krishna conscious service as well. Or sometimes we all have this experience, no? When we are chanting, we may get some real good idea or some very good point. So sometimes, what we can do is when such things come, sometimes you write it down. But then again come back to Japa and then concentrate on the Japa. So it becomes very practical. And also, those devotees who is taking care of us or those devotees who are engaging, it's good they can plan the day. And sometimes there may be some spontaneous things that may be coming up, or some things may be planned. Some devotee may be sick, maybe the devotee is not able to come, so we may be interrupted during our japa, we may be asked to do different service. So these are all some exceptional things, but on a day-to-day basis, daily basis, we should spend conscious time to chant clearly and hear clearly, and whenever we take the japamala and chant, we should chant clearly. So that's an important thing. And some practical aspects, before chanting japa, we should see that our hands are clean. We can always clean the hand before we touch the japamala, because it's very pure. It's tulasi. It's good to always keep ourselves clean before we start to do japa. And also, as much as possible, not as much as possible, we should chant japa only in the japamala. In the modern days, so many of them have come up with so many innovative ideas. We have the clickers. So when we are in a favorable situation, why we need to use clickers, right? You are in Arab countries or you are in such a dangerous situation, then it's okay, you can use clickers. Or sometimes, we can see that maybe Matajis who may be having young kids, so they may not be very comfortable, they feel themselves contaminated, they may have to chant with clickers. These are all very exceptions, but generally we should chant the japa in japa beads for practical reasons. So that's very important. Another practical aspect is, the shastras prescribed, it's sitting and doing japa is good, but then we can also see our acharyas, they have not very much strictly have done that, in the sense that we have Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also used to walk and chant. Srila Prabhupada himself used to walk and chant. If somebody can sit and chant, it's very good, but if you feel sleepy, if you are dozing off, it's good to walk and chant. The most important activity in japa is you have to chant and hear the names. That's very important. So if there are obstacles to doing that, so whatever that is necessary, do it. In fact, there is another thing. You may go for a morning walk with japa. So when a devotee is very much trained, you may walk and then you may be very absorbed in trying to hear the names. But in the neophyte stage, what we will do? We'll go for a walk We will look at the scenery. We will look at this, what is happening there, what is happening here. We will look at some billboards. We will look at some slogans. So many things we'll be reading, and we will be doing japa. And then we know when we go for walk with other devotees, friends, we may talk. Well, that can happen while we are doing sitting and doing japa as well. So these things we should avoid. We should, when japa means japa, that we are calling out Krishna, and then Krishna is trying to respond to us, but we are doing something else. Even forget about calling out the Lord. Even you invited some guests, okay? You have called his name and he has come, and you are talking to someone else. So it will be very hurting for the guest, and we are calling out Krishna, and Krishna is a person, and he responds to our call. So we need to be attentive. So we need to avoid such things. And also, when we become very attentive to the details in chanting japa and then engaging in devotional service consciously, then we will also be very conscious in our dealings with other devotees also, right? Somebody may be chanting japa, or somebody may be engaged in some service. We will think before, is it really required to disturb the devotee now? We'll think. Of course, the leader or the commander, or he has when there is a need, he can call. But then when more we become conscious in performing such activities, we'll be very attentive. So everything will be very nicely planned and will be engaged. So that's an important aspect. So that's the whole point. To sit straight and then we chant japa, and then whenever there is difficulty, you chant. So it's a question of practice. Regularly you sit and chant, then you become sit in the same place. Don't keep changing different places. That also is a disturbance to the mind. One day sitting in one place, another day sitting in another place, another day sitting in one corner, another day going to the terrace, another day going behind the kitchen, another day going somewhere on top of the shikar. So mind, it's very difficult. Sit in the same place. If you're walking, walk in the same place. So you don't have to bother about all these things. Your main focus will be chant and hear the names. That's the whole thing. And whenever mind goes somewhere, bring it back. Just preach to the mind, okay, I will deal with you later. Just chant the names and then try to hear. So it's a practice. It may take quite some time. It may take months. It may take years. And then also another thing, while chanting, as we said, there is no need to be super fast. That's not the goal of chanting. Is to not how early I can finish. There is no need of a competition. You're taking 7 minutes. He's taking 8 minutes. I'll finish the round in 6 minutes. This is not required. This is like childish mentality. The idea is to pronounce and hear clearly. That's the most important thing. So Prabhupada once asked, he says, better than rushing to finish the prescribed number of rounds, it is to try to savor each and every syllable of the holy names very clearly, attentively. Devotee is asking Srila Prabhupada, devotee, should we try to go fast in order to get the rounds done? Prabhupada, the first thing is that you should chant without any offense. In the beginning, there may be so many offenses, but chanting will be perfect when you are free from 10 kinds of offenses. So Prabhupada gave a response like this once. Another time Srila Prabhupada said, I ask if we can chant fast. His Divine Grace says yes, and then demonstrates by chanting mantra very quickly, as long as one can hear each syllable you can chant fast. That means it's a question of practice. So that's the whole thing. If you as you chant with attention, you chant Krishna's name very clearly, gradually the speed will come. So that, again, the point, the goal is not the speed, the goal is to chant clearly and hear properly. That's the important thing. And naturally, the japa will be, one will chant without interruption. That's an important thing. So also it's a good practice, when we chant japa, then we have some bad habits, we may try to read something in between, and specifically for neophytes like us, we may, nowadays we have the smartphone, we try to look at some message, we try to read some latest news, what's happening, and then we try to chant and then read as well. Or some devotees are, it may appear like they are so pressed with time, they may chant during lecture, they may chant during kirtan, but then we can see after some time they'll be wasting time on so many other things. So it's all neophyte mentality. So chanting should be exclusive. And yes, also one can chant japa or chant the Hare Krishna mantra while doing some other activity as well, but that should not be counted in our daily quota of rounds. Sometimes we see, this example Srila Prabhupada gives, women, they go to fetch water. They may carry water on top, but they may be singing and then doing so many things. Like you may be doing this, but their mind will be engaged in calling out the Lord and like that. But specific to Japa, we made sometimes we see devotees chant Japa while driving the car. Hare Krishna. We pray to Krishna while they do that. Sometimes it's not and then they count those rounds. I know one devotee, he used to chant while driving the car, and then he used to, with the steering he'll hold, and then and then he was not paying so much attention at all. And then I asked him, Prabhuji, it's not the good thing, it's not the best thing, it's very dangerous. He said, Prabhuji, no, others will adjust, he said. Do you understand? I am driving, even if I don't concentrate, other persons who is driving will adjust. So these are all foolishness. We should not do this. Specifically, Japa, just chant. When you're chanting, you just specifically spend for chanting. So that's an important thing. And another thing, there is a discussion of chanting, whether we should chant loudly or we should chant softly. Srila Prabhupada recommended to chant loudly, but then there are some prerequisites and some practical considerations. So we will see about, look into that. Srila Prabhupada says in one place, this is from a lecture on 8th September 1969. Srila Prabhupada says, Maya is very strong, but if you capture Krishna more strongly, then Maya cannot do anything. If something is opposing your chanting, you will have to chant more loudly. Sometimes we get disturbed. When I chant Japa, bad thoughts are coming in. So many other things are coming in. Chant little loudly. That will help. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. You defeat Maya. The medicine is the same. At least I do so. When I am in some danger, I chant Hare Krishna loudly. Of course, there is one other thing. Our attitude, now I will defeat Maya. That means we are already defeated, We shouldn't have such attitude. But the point Srila Prabhupada is trying to make here is that if we take shelter of Krishna by chanting loudly the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Maya will not touch us. That's the whole thing. We have to follow the great personalities. Haridas Thakur, he was chanting very loudly. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu chanted very loudly. What more evidence you want? My Guru Maharaja chanted loudly. So we are chanting loudly. Okay. So this was one incident. So another time what Srila Prabhupada did, Srila Prabhupada was in his room. So this was in one temple. So one the deities were resting. The deities were resting, and devotee was chanting in the temple hall very loudly. And Srila Prabhupada opened his door and he shouted from the stairway. He said that, tell the devotee that the deities are taking rest and that he should be quiet. Tell them to shut up. So Srila Prabhupada said that not to be loud because deities are taking rest. And also there should be practical consideration. Yes, loud chanting is good, but then when you are chanting in the Japa period with other devotees, we should also be cautious. That our chanting should be audible enough to our ears. If we can hear our chanting, that's good. Not that sometimes we just some devotees they just, and then within 3 seconds they start to sleep. But when you just tell them, Prabhuji, please chant audibly, you can hear them. Prabhu, I'm chanting. You are not able to hear. So this is just foolishness. We are trying to cheat ourselves. We should not do that. Then when we can see our own acharyas, they suggested us to chant and hear. There is also manasika japa, that is also there, but we are not elevated to that level. So let's try to follow in the footsteps of. We are not such a super intelligent and so advanced than Srila Prabhupada. So let's follow what Srila Prabhupada has given us. Yeah, so that's the whole point. So in doing japa, we should be considerate of other devotees. And then, if you think that it's difficult for you, really want to chant loudly, then go separate. Go somewhere separate and chant loudly, okay? So that you can hear, the walls can hear, there's no problem. So that you can do, that's okay. So that's that we need to understand. That's an important aspect. And regarding the number of rounds, whether to chant 16 or more number of rounds, Srila Prabhupada did encourage if some devotees can chant more number of rounds, but not at the compromise of of our sevas that is given, and sometimes some devotees want to chant more number of rounds, but they have their specific duties, specific service, and they get agitated when they are asked to do their service. No, I have to finish my rounds, don't disturb me. That's not proper. So you want to do extra rounds, very good, excellent, but then we have our commitment to the expansion of the preaching mission of Lord Chaitanya. So those commitments needs to be taken care. So we have, let's say, a devotee is going out regularly to distribute books, but now he thinks that no, I want to increase my number of rounds. So, but then he wants to avoid book distribution in the name of chanting Hare Krishna. But that's not good. You have your service, that service has to be done. And also we have to understand that the japa, by doing japa, we are asking the Lord for engagement in service. So we should not avoid that service. So that's not the proper attitude. Well, all these things, so much discussion was there in that part 1, part 2 lectures. You can hear that. But I'm just giving you just little principle from that. Oh, one other practical thing, that when we chant japa, sometimes that's not the best thing to do. When we chant japa, we chant individually and we try to hear. So sometimes we chant not together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody together. No, that may be some kind of a chanting, group chanting. But when we do japa, we chant, everybody chant individually and we try to hear the names. That's what it should do. And also, we don't have to artificially do some things, in the name of, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Sometimes devotees do all these things. No need to do, it is a very happily performed process. We don't have to stretch and then do all this. I don't have to so much shake our heads and shake our beads. No, that's also not proper. We have the beads, and the beads we just take and then shake like anything, the beads. If one devotee said, Prabhu, if I don't shake like this, my mala gets twisted and like that. But actually the mala will not get twisted. If we chant attentively and move the beads properly, then these things will not happen. So that's one thing. And then too much of, and then sometimes some devotee may, to avoid sleep or something, he may shake the body. But too much of shaking the body, like doing, too much. And then like this, some devotees do all these things. Sometimes some other devotees, when they see these kind of devotees chanting, like they think that this is how we have to chant. It's not like that. You can be a little peaceful and chant. Again, all these things are external. These things doesn't matter. The most important thing, what is the sutra? What is the most important thing? We have to chant and we have to hear. Are we hearing the names? This is the most important thing. That's the ultimate crux. So we have to hear the names. That's what it is. And we may have so many japa retreat, japa seminar, and so many things we may do. At the end of the day, we should chant and hear. And after chanting and hearing, we should be very enthusiastic to engage in Krishna's service. This is the whole point, right? So then our japa is really good, So these are some of the. There may be many other practical aspects, but yeah. Yeah, and of course we know morning time japa is very good. The Brahma Muhurta time, so as much as possible chanting in the morning is really good, and that practice regularly trying to chant in the morning hours, it's very beneficial, and it's also mind is very peaceful at the time. You don't engage in any other activity, and like that. Specifically for devotees in the temple, it's naturally possible, but for those devotees who are working, sometimes chanting japa becomes a great challenge. There are so many other commitments, even for family people. It's not that they have to cook, they have to buy so many things, but many things, as much if that's what Srila Prabhupada says, you mold your life in such a way that you give time to chant japa, read, do puja, and like that. We have to mold our life. If we are just, that's why our devotees, after they come to Krishna consciousness, gradually they think how to change their work style. Sometimes some people, their work starts at 6 o'clock and it ends up at 8 o'clock, and there is traveling. There's no time to anything. When they do their japa while they're traveling, when they eat also while they are traveling, or when they're doing some work, they eat. These are all, we have to do something about it to change our lifestyle. We don't want to change our lifestyle. At the same time, you can't get the best out of the two. It's not possible. Then we can't compromise on our sadhana. Unless we have good sadhana, then our practice of Krishna consciousness will not be strong. Then we become very weak, and then when we become very susceptible to Maya. So this is what our acharyas are recommending, to chant, and then we need to hear. All these things are very much important. And apart from that, one more thing, it's a good practice. Like we may stand up, we may sit down, we may walk. No one can chant. One may just say Govinda, Narayana, Gauranga. So like that, somebody may have the habit, and it's good to have that habit of, or even say Hare Krishna every time. You see someone, you walk, you do something. So that habit we should develop, to say Hare Krishna, we should say Gauranga, we say Govinda, like that. That practice, we have to bring it into our system. Then we every regularly we do that. Then what happens? Even in any situation, we may chant, call out Krishna. That's what we want, right? And we all have experience. Now it was rainy, slippery. Yesterday night, I was just trying to walk in that stairs. Just, I was kidding. For 3-4 seconds, my thought process was somewhere else. I was just telling. Sham Chaitanya Prabhu was there. Prabhuji, it's all you can say. Speak so many things. We have to practice. We have to think. We didn't call out Krishna. So it's a practice. It's a practice to do this. It's a very important thing. So if you regularly do it, it will happen like that. So 8:35. Okay, so there may be other aspects in Japa. We will again recommend devotees to hear the seminar. That would be very good to how to improve on like that. So basically, we spoke on the principles, what is required. Now we'll take see how much we have. We will discuss something on the other practical aspects of Krishna consciousness, and a very important aspect of Krishna consciousness is to offer obeisances. When we come to the temple or when we meet the devotees. So this is an important, very important activity in the practice of Krishna consciousness, is to offer obeisances. The scriptures gives various glorifications about offering obeisances. In fact, the Nectar of Devotion states that one should learn to bow down immediately upon seeing the deity or the spiritual master. And when we offer obeisances to our guru, to the superiors, to the deities, immediately it shows us the sign of subordination, humility, and the respect that we have. And also it invokes the mercy of the deity or the personality to whom we offer. And also in turn, we also get the blessings of the deity or the devotee and to whomsoever we are offering pranam. In the Nrsimha Purana, it is mentioned that when we offer obeisances, it is considered to be the best of the yajnas. When we offer obeisances, and also it is considered that it is a physical expression of complete surrender to the Lord. It is also mentioned that when a devotee falls down to the ground to offer obeisances to Vishnu, all the sins in his body also fall down and become destroyed. When he gets up, he becomes free from all sins. You pay obeisances, all the sin, and then you get up, all the sins go away. Of course, our motive is not that. Our motive is we want to give ourselves to Krishna. That's why devotee immediately offers Dandavat pranams to the acharyas, to the devotee, to the deities, and like that. It's also mentioned that in spite of having committed various sins, a person covered with ignorance offers obeisances to Sri Hari, the Lord who delivers one from all sinful reactions. That person does not go to hell. So it's a great thing, anybody who comes to the Vishnu temple and offers obeisances, so much benefit one gets. And then, from Chaitanya Charitamrita, we see all great Vaishnavas, how specifically Raghunathas Goswami used to offer 2000 times obeisances to the Vaishnavas. We cannot imagine, how they are so advanced, and so many times he offers obeisances to the deities. So Srila Prabhupada, he mentions in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 1, Text 15, he makes the point that a devotee's business is to offer obeisances to the Lord and the spiritual master constantly. This principle is the recognized way to come to the platform of bhakti. Now, in the outside world, or even somebody to begin may not understand why we have to offer obeisances, because the ego is there. One thinks oneself to be very great. Now we can understand the principle. In one of the lecture, Srila Prabhupada points out the importance of this obeisances, and he speaks about it. So I'll just read that. He's explaining. You are bowing down to everyone. You are bowing down to death. You are bowing down to disease. You are bowing down to old age. You are bowing down to so many things. You are forced. And still you are thinking that I cannot bow down. I do not like it. Because you are saying I don't like it. Therefore you are being forced. You have to bow down. Why do you forget your position? That is our disease. Therefore the next process is that I am being forced to bow down. If you don't voluntarily bow down, then we are forced to bow down. Now we have to find out where I shall be happy even by bowing down. That is Krishna. Your bowing down will not be stopped because you are meant for that. But if you bow down to Krishna and Krishna's representative, you become happy. This, you have to bow down. If you don't bow down to Krishna and his representative, then you will be forced to bow down to something else, Maya. That is your position. You cannot be free at any moment, but you will feel just like a child, 24 hours bowing down to his parents. He is happy. He is happy. Mother says, my dear child, please come down. Down here. Yes, he is happy. This is the nature. Simply you have to seek out where you have to bow down. That's all. That is Krishna. You cannot stop your bowing down. But you have to see where you have to bow down. That's all. If you artificially think that I'm not going to bow down to anyone, I'm independent, then you suffer. So it's a simple point that bowing down is very auspicious, and that's our constitutional position. Devotees are actually very happy to bow down. They find opportunity to bow down to devotees, to the spiritual master, to the deities. And the Bhagavatam also says, no, the upper portion of the body, though crowned with a silk turban, is only a heavy burden if not bow down before the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So we need to bow down. Even one may have, of course, traditionally it is there mentioned in the scriptures, one which will not bow down with a crown because so many ornaments are there, and also one will not even wear upper cloth. That is also there mentioned in the scriptures when we bow down, because these things show that we are in a superior position, to show ourselves very meek and humble. So one comes in front of the deities or in front of Guru to show that he is very humble, and then he offers obeisances. Now we will discuss some of the practical aspects of obeisances. That there is two kinds of pranam. One is called as the Shashtanga pranam, Ashtanga pranam also it's called, and another one is Panchanga pranam. So when it comes to Ashtanga pranama, it involves 2 feet, the 2 knees, then the chest, and then the head should touch the ground, and also the eyes should also be downcast, and also the downcast and means little half open, downcast. And then a very important thing, the mouth also resides the prayers, and the mind absorbed in Krishna, prayerfully taking shelter of the Lord. So in that way, all the 8 angas are involved in Krishna's service. This is called as the Ashtanga pranama, and we offer pranam with utter humility. So this is so important. And we immediately show that I am very insignificant, my dear Lord. I want to take shelter of your lotus feet. So this is and Panchanga pranama is that we the chest doesn't touch the body, and with folded we offer pranam. So when we offer pranam and when we get up with Panchanga pranam, and we get up. We will show now practically, and then we will just follow that. Those who do not know, and of course women do not offer Ashtanga pranama because the breast should not touch the earth, so they offer Panchanga pranama. That is mentioned in the scriptures as well. And we will practically show you. When we offer pranam, our hands should be completely stretched. We should not do some kind of a exercise. This is an act out of devotion. Completely we offer ourselves to the Lord, and that's the proper way of doing it. And I'll just tell a few aspects, and then we will practically show how to do that, and we follow. So this is the whole thing. So the most important of all the 8 limbs offered in obeisances is the mind. This we should remember. So as with all activities of devotional service, offering obeisances should be done with proper feeling. So it is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. One should offer obeisances unto the Lord with a mind humbled through devotion. I think this is a quote from Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 19, Text 10. So that's the idea, no? When we come and offer obeisance, we offer ourselves to the Lord. So the Lord is very pleased when a devotee offers like this. It is highly purifying for a devotee to meditate on his position as a servant and to pray for the mercy while offering obeisances. Such obeisances are certainly more devotional and pleasing to Guru and Krishna. And of course, we also do thoughtless obeisances, meaning we are super fast, we are conditioned, and we are do mechanical obeisances, and then we come and then do something, and then we just run away. But even then, that is also extremely beneficial. But the most benefit we will get when we offer the pranam with our body, mind, and words. That's what is being mentioned. So we should stretch ourselves. Now, that's what the other day also we said. Now we have our 2 legs, hands, our body, everything is functional nicely. So this we should engage in Krishna's service. So offer nice obeisances. Tomorrow we do not know what is our situation. In one of the Kulashekar Arva's prayers, he says that idam shariram parinama peshanam patatyavasyam sati sanji jarjaram kim aushadim prichasi muda dhurmate niramayam Krishna rasayanam piba. He says that now we have healthy body, but sometimes the body, the bones will contract, the muscles will become very weak, everything will, you will not have any energy. In this situation, he says that the best medicine that you take is what? The best medicine you take is the elixir of Krishna's name, that is the holy name. He says like that. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that we try to, when the body is hale and healthy, we try to offer obeisances with full energy, with body, mind, and words absorbed. Even if you have physical difficulty, try to offer obeisances nicely. It's very pleasing for Krishna. It's extremely purifying for us. Whenever we enter the temple, we first offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, and then we offer pranam to the deities. That's how we offer pranam. And when we go out of the temple, we offer pranam to the deities, and then we offer pranam to Srila Prabhupada. And then, of course, when there is Tulasi Maharani, we offer pranam to Tulasi Maharani also. So that's the usual practice that we do. And also some other practical aspects. Before we show how to offer pranam, some other aspects, that's why, when we offer pranam, we have the, sometimes some devotees wear Harinam chandars. The holy name is non-different from Krishna. That should not touch the ground. And also there is sometimes some devotees wear t-shirt, in that the names of the Lord is written, or the names of some dham is written. So all those things should not touch the floor. That's not proper. So we should be careful what we are wearing on top. And also it is mentioned that our Japa mala or Japa beads should not touch the floor. So that's why we keep on the side while we offer pranam. It's best not to have the bead bag in your hand while offering pranam. So that's one practice we can have. Another thing is that one-handed pranam, that's also not proper. That is mentioned in the Nectar of Devotion as well. Holding something, we may hold something in our hand, we may have some phone, or we may have some money, or whatever we may have, some possession we may have. Better to keep it on the side and then offer full, outstretched, fully folding our hands, like that we offer pranam to the deities. So this is an important thing to understand. So I will finish a couple of more things before we come to practical aspect. Then while offering pranam, we should offer pranama mantras. Like when you offer pranam to the Prabhupada, we chant Srila Prabhupada's pranam mantra, and then if you are initiated, even some devotee will offer his Guru pranam mantra and then Prabhupada's pranam mantra, and then offer full obeisances to the Acharya. And similarly, when we come in front of Gaur-Nitai, we may chant the respective pranam. We may chant Vande Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityanando Sahauditau Gaudodiye Pushpavanto Chitrau Shandau Tamonada. We may offer a prayer like that, and then we offer pranam. And then when we come in front of Radha Krishna deities, we may chant Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriya. Then we chant He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. These are simply some devotees might have specifically memorized many other mantras. They can chant, there is no harm, but these are the standard mantras we offer pranam. We offer while we chant while we offer pranam to the deities of Radha Krishna, like that. And of course, when we offer pranam to Tulasi Maharani, we chant the Vrindayai Tulasi Devyai Priyayai Keshavasya cha Vishnu Bhakti Prade Devi Satyavatyai Namo Namah. Like that we offer pranams. And then when we offer pranam to Vaishnavas, what do? We offer Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Evacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. And then another practical aspect, when we enter the temple, we ring the bell, or the bell is, usually the bell will be there. If the bell is not there, at least we knock at the door. And then if the deities are open, the deities curtain is open, we may, if the deities are Gaur, Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nithai, we say like that. Or Jai Shri Radha Govinda, Jai Shri Shri Radha Shyama Sundara. Like that we glorify the Lord. And also, sometimes we can also say Jai Guru Maharaj before, when we offer pranam to our Guru. That is also very much acceptable. And yeah, like that we do. And also another thing, when the curtains are closed, we don't offer pranam. Why? Because the Lord is, he may be resting, or he may be, bhoga may be offered to the Lord, he may be accepting the bhoga. Because the devotee the Lord is Bhakta Vatsala. He may leave whatever that he is doing. When some devotee offers pranam, he may want to attend to the devotee. So, but the devotee is careful not to offer pranam during those times. So he waits for the curtain to be open. Of course, sometimes some devotees, when they go for yatra or some place where they very rare, they go to some dham, and then they go to some temple, once in 20 years, or they go to Vrindavan or some place, the curtain may be closed. The first time they're entering the temple, they may offer pranam. These are some exceptions, but generally the practice is that you don't offer pranam when the curtains are closed. And also we need to be careful while we are offering pranam. In our temple, we have Srila Prabhupada on the side. But sometimes in some temples, when you offer pranam, you should see that your legs don't show to the Prabhupada. Or it is also recommended in the scriptures that when you offer pranam to the Guru or the Acharya, you may even offer pranam head along straight. That is also you can keep the Acharya to the left and offer pranam also, or you can offer pranam straight also, directly. Straight you can offer pranam to Prabhupada. That is also permitted for practical purposes. We offer pranam like this because so many devotees are there, and if you offer pranam like that, it is an obstacle for others. So you can offer, when you offer pranam, and that's the point I'm trying to say. When the deities are right opposite to when the Srila Prabhupada's murti is right opposite to the deities, if you offer pranam like that, then you are showing your legs to deities. So we need to be careful about small details like this. Yeah, and yes, and another thing that it's a very important practice when we see Vaishnavas. Okay, when we see sannyasi, immediately we offer pranams. We offer dandavat pranams to a sannyasi. Whenever we see advanced devotees, we offer pranam. And then, or even regularly, every day morning, we are offering Vanchakalpatarubhyascha. In that way, we are greeting all the other Vaishnavas. And also, you meet Vaishnava, you meet a devotee for the first time, after some time you have gone out or something. It's a very nice practice to offer pranam. In that way, you mutually respect each other. And also devotees are aware, that when you offer pranam also to the devotee, and also there is Lord residing in the heart as Paramatma. So that also a devotee immediately acknowledges. So it's explained. The more we offer obeisances to sannyasis, especially Vaishnava sannyasis, the more we diminish our offenses and purify our hearts. So that's a very good practice. And also once Srila Prabhupada said that even if you have some difference of opinion with some devotees, if you see them, you offer pranam. It's a very good practice. Srila Prabhupada encouraged that. Once Upendra Prabhu, one of Srila Prabhupada's disciple, he said that, Prabhupada, I have bad remarks about some of my god brothers. And Srila Prabhupada said, Swamiji, I don't think that I should offer my obeisances to some of my god brothers. Since I'm angry at them, would be insincere. I think I would wait until I feel differently. That means when I feel good, so that I will not be a hypocrite. So he said, what is this? I have such a bad opinion on him. How will I offer obeisance? Prabhupada said that. Prabhupada replied, offering obeisances and recognizing that your God brother is part and parcel of Krishna, even when you are angry and do not feel like it, that is real obeisances and real humility. So even then, always it's very auspicious to offer obeisances. In fact, Srila Prabhupada said that even if you see a Mayavadi sannyasi, offer him respects, there will be no harm, because for their renunciation and for the spirit of Tyaga, we respect them. Of course, we don't take the philosophical aspect of it, but because they have rejected the material world, they don't want to enjoy this material world, for that, we respect them. So that's one point. So, yeah, so these are some of the basics that just we want to discuss. And yeah, and also when we are in unclean state, you are dirty, and at that time we don't generally offer obeisances. So let's say sometimes in the bathroom, and then sometimes we see new devotees, they hear that we have to offer obeisances to the Vaishnavas. It's a very important activity. So in the bathroom, suddenly they we can say some devotee, some senior devotee comes in, they offer obeisances inside the bathroom. They are already in an unclean state, but that's not. It's better to offer obeisances when we are in a clean state. That's the important thing. And also we don't offer obeisances when the devotees are honoring prasadam. So Guru is honoring prasadam. So we don't offer obeisances at that time. So that also is these are some practical things to be followed. And okay, there are many other things, but we will now practically um, show how we should offer obeisance and how we should not offer obeisance, and some practical aspects to save our life also in offering obeisance. I will anyway tell those things, and then practically we will show. So what happens sometimes, when you offer obeisances, so let's say in morning Prabhupada Guru Puja time we offer obeisances. When you offer obeisances, yeah, we do it in lines. We neither offer obeisances too much at the back side or too much in the front side. Krishna Prabhupada is sitting here, you should offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, that to properly acknowledge. We should be on the left side, maybe the shoulder in the middle, like that we should offer obeisances. And also what happens when you offer obeisances from the back side, there is already a devotee who is offering obeisances in the front. And many times, when during Guru Puja time, and sometimes it's a tension. Sometimes I really have tension, because couple of times it has happened, then maybe an elder devotee who will be behind, and there is another strong devotee who offers obeisances, Jai Prabhupada, and then boom, he just falls on the devotee who is standing behind. The another devotee with great devotion is offering obeisances, and it may end up in a fracture. It may end up in some accident. So we have to be practical, not to do that. So better wait for other devotee. Of course, when we go to some big temples, when we are in some yatra, or in some big temples like Mayapur, Vrindavan, you may not be able to exactly do that. You may be able to, you have to do it on the side, and like that's a different story. But at least in your local temple, where you are every day offering obeisances, please wait. Devotees are merciful; they will give space. So wait for the devotee to offer obeisances, and then you offer obeisances. That's proper. Okay. Otherwise, it becomes difficult. And also, don't do, as I said, some kind of exercises and other things there. So properly stretch yourself and offer obeisances. It's a utter devotional activity with utter humility. We offer this, and it's we make so much progress by that. Okay, enough of so much of the discussions. So we will practically try to show how we offer obeisances, and then that will be a little helpful for devotees. And another thing, you offer pranam too much at the back. You go somewhere in some corner and then you offer pranam here. So this is also not proper. Doing so much in the front also not proper. So the proper thing is to offer pranam in front of Prabhupada. Like at least you just you are in the center. You offer pranam like this nicely. As I said, the legs should touch the floor, the knees should touch the floor, the chest should touch the floor, hands should touch the floor. And then with two hands stretched like this, or folded like this, or one hand above the other, various ways maybe. So like this you try. And then move to touch and the eyes are open. And then we really submit ourselves to see that. Yes, I am Srila Prabhupada. We offer our pranam to him with utter humility, and then I am an insignificant servant. Kindly engage me in your service. Like that, in that mood we offer pranam. Same philosophy works with the deities also. You neither go too much in the front, nor go too much in the back. Now immediately the question will be asked, but Prabhu, Mangalarti time there is no space. So that is an exceptional thing. So then you adjust accordingly. So but whenever you are offering, normally you offer obeisances, then you offer in front of the deities. Don't go too much in the front, don't be too much in the back, and then you offer obeisances like that. That's the proper way of doing it. And as I said, hands should be stretched, not paying half pranam. Or another thing, this reminds me of one more thing, that sometimes devotees, what they do, they just say vanchas. You can offer proper pranam, they say vanchas, or say just like wave hands like that. That's not proper as well. And whenever it is possible, we can do it. So we have to do it properly. So that's an important thing. This is the practical aspect of offering obeisances. Anything I'm missing? I think, yeah. Hare Krishna. So we have to, it's a question of practice. But if you are practicing, like we are, because of laziness, we may not do it. And also, whenever we enter the temple and whenever we go out of the temple, we should practice to offer pranam to the deities and Prabhupada. At least, if you are very frequently going in and out, at least offer pranam. What do you say? Panchanga pranam, and then you go out. We should not take this temple all as something, some ordinary. The Lord is here. We should acknowledge that the Lord is here and the Acharya is here. So that kind of a mood we should always be in. So it's a very good practice. And the more we offer obeisances, so that's the point. The more we bow down, the more we go up. This is the devotional beauty. So that's the whole philosophy. So whereas in the material world, we don't, the whole conception is different. But here the conception is, the more we remain as a servant, the more we get the mercy of the Lord, and then we go up. So, sorry, I will stop here. Do you have any quick question or any other thing to clarify? Yes.
Maharaj, இங்க பிரணாம் பண்ணிட்டு இருக்கும்போது ஒரு நாள் ஸ்ரீராம் பிரபு சொன்னார், இங்க யாரும் நிக்காதீங்க, ஏன்னா மகாராஜ்.
Yes, okay, it's a good point. Yes, it's a good point. Toshan Krishna Prabhu is saying that when someone is offering pranam, it's not good to cross that person. It is not only any sannyasi, any devotee, when he offers pranam, we should have sense that we should not cross that person at the time. We should try to avoid. Even also any senior devotees there, we don't cross them when they're offering pranam and like that. It's a good practice not to do that. It's not a proper etiquette to do that. So we should avoid that, yes.
Actually, Maharaj is offering pranam here and we are standing here. Prabhu is saying why we should not stand here. We are not crossing anybody.
No, that's not the question. But the thing is that that's what happens, because we offer pranams, then we may come in the front, we may disturb. That's the idea. That's why we don't. So better we be away. That's the idea. The reason behind that is because you will cross and like that. So better to be away. Anything else? Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.